What have been do you have like a set morning routine on game days and prep days, or do you kind of intuitively figure it out? Like what are you like? Are you that disciplined beast that's just set up to win, or do you feel
You
it
know
out?
what? Good friend of mine, JJ Reddick, he does a podcast now. He talks, he was my teammate, but he's retired now. Earlier this year, he was talking about how sometimes a routine can drive you nuts, right? And I had sort of got into that mode because I didn't play so long. I didn't felt like if I don't do this particular thing, I'm not sure what's gonna happen tonight.
Yeah.
You know, especially with how many games I play. Like I'm serious. I used to have so much anxiety, like, oh man, if I didn't do this before I run out on the court, God, some injury might happen. I mean, I used to have this crazy routine for the past few years. Like I would get up, I would eat breakfast, go to the gym, shoot around might be at 10. I might get there at 8:15, do all this stretching, workout, shoot, then go home. I would get body work from like 11:15, 11:30 to like 1 o'clock. And then I would lay down, had to be at 1, get up at 3, shower, get dressed, eat, get in the car, go to the game. You know, it just made for a long day. Honestly, on a game day, it was a long day. And so I stopped doing necessarily the body work from 11:15 to 1 just to give me some time to live.
Yeah.
Honestly, to just be, maybe like watch a show for a little bit when my kids in town, chill with them or whatnot. And it's actually been like liberating.
Yeah.
But for so long, you just like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah. And it sounds like that's the way of it though, right? Like the reason you can take that break now or watch that show or catch up with your kids is because of that investment you put in for like 15 years, 16 years,
for
17
sure,
years.
for sure. But you also realize that sometimes you gotta break up the monotony of that routine or whatnot just to give yourself a break.
Yeah, I think that's going to help a lot of people listening, because I think there's so many people listening right now who are stuck in their routine and don't realize how much
it'll drive you crazy, especially in what we do. Now, there's certain things like there's certain handshakes that's got to happen. I'm like a few things not going to change, right? Like when they call our name out for the starting lineups, I make sure I dap up all my teammates. Then I go to the little slant board. I make sure I put my foot on that 3 times. I make sure I get the chalk, rub my hands together, clap them together 3 times, hit the back stanchion. I got a lot of routine stuff that I do. I like hit my chest, then I look up and, you know, say what up to Kobe. You know what I mean? And then we do the jump ball. Yeah. And some of that stuff not going to change. But some of the other things or whatnot, you have to look at your situation and realize how can you be, I don't know, intentional with your time.
Yeah. And do you feel like all of those things you just mentioned that aren't going to change, there were things you picked up along the way because of wins? And like, where did those originate from?
Yeah, so it's funny. It's funny you asked that. And being on a team for all of my life, you know, I've been on a team since I was 5 years old. And so when you find these little things, they sort of just happen, right? So you're out there with your teammates and you come up with a handshake and then somebody like accidentally do something and then you're like, oh, I like that. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep doing that. So all these things just sort of get added along the way. You know what I mean? So like before I leave the locker room, I also do like a 1, 2, 3, and a bunch of our team trainers, they yell it with me. I do 1 and they yell 2, 3, you know, so that stuff just sort of picks up and you keep doing it.
That's amazing, man. One of the things that comes through your book is you talk so much about hard work, confidence, you know, seeing your own potential when no one else sees it, being able to bet on yourself, having that confidence. And even today I can tell but at the same time with that confidence, there's this humility in your book too, because you talk so much about the teachers and the coaches and the mentors, and you talk about this idea about how no one's really self-made.
Right.
And so you have this great balance between this confidence and this humility.